What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode. Today we got a good one. Escape rooms. Great idea or shitty business? Stay tuned and we're going to break it down for you.
Afterwards, we're going to talk about marketing examples and amazing websites, which breaks down amazing or cool ideas of big companies and how they convert users. And last but not least, Mark Zuckerberg already throwing the first punch at Elon Musk before the fight even have started. So stay tuned and catch you guys later.
All right, bro. Are you ready?
Always am. I already saw the list we're going to talk about. I'm excited. So Mark, kick it off, please.
All right. Let's jump right in then. All right. Have you ever wondered about escape rooms, Lucas?
Of course I did. I mean, a few weeks ago, we went to one and it was mind-blowing. I really, really loved it. Super, super nice.
All right, Lucas.
First experience.
For the audience, what is an escape room?
All right, escape room is basically a place where you're trying to escape. It's very simple. No, basically you go to a place, then there's like a story. For example, we went to one which was called Secret Service. Basically, it was between for 3 to 8 people. We were 4, and then you have a mall in the agency who sold secrets, and you have to find out who it was. But then in the process, you realize there was a bomb, and then you just like have to try to defuse the bomb. It was super, super cool. Like, really, really enjoyed it. Got the heart pumping. Sadly, we didn't make it. The win rate or the success rate was like, I don't know, like 40%. We didn't make it, and the average is like 6 people. But super, super cool. And
Don't
yeah,
make
so Mark,
excuses, Lucas.
of course, that's an excuse, but never shy of a good excuse.
No, it was a lot of fun. So exactly, an escape room is basically, as the name says, you have to escape from a room. You have to solve some riddles. Usually they are themed, and the importance of these escape rooms is usually teamwork, which makes it obviously very, very interesting for companies. For companies to do them as well as like a team building exercise, or in general between friends that they like this kind of adventure and solving riddles. Super, super interesting. But we're good business people, so we obviously did it. And afterwards, we had some questions to the people that were working there, right? So,
Man,
what were
for
the
sure.
questions, Lucas? What
So,
did we
first
ask,
of all,
and what do we got?
we asked like, hey, like how many hours do you normally have it like running? Like, for example, what's the like occupation rate? So like during the week, on the weekends, is it open every day? Like this guy felt like he was sitting there for an interrogation, but
He was like, "We asked the questions now."
but yeah,
Knock,
no,
knock.
it was super cool. Who's there? We asked the questions.
We asked the questions now.
But yeah,
No, so it was really good. So we wrote it all down, obviously. So we found out it's open every day, basically. I think they take some holidays, but the occupation during the week is 4 sessions on average, and then on the weekends it's 10. So we did some napkin math really quick. That's 40 sessions per week. And Lucas, what did we spend? How much did it cost us? to go in there?
we paid like 25 euros per person, so that's like 75 for 3 people. Well, we were 4, so like 100 euros in total. But yeah,
All right,
nice.
so that's a quick $100 in an hour. And how does this business model work, Lucas? What do you think?
So when you rent out a place, then remodel it. You need to have, of course, a story, and then you have like an actor or like a wannabe actor. I'm not sure what you have, but at least somebody who does the introduction. And especially they tend to be not like very highly paid, so which is also really, really good because in the end, you only after escape room afterwards, you just need to reset everything up, and that's it. So you don't need a highly skilled person. And yeah, and you can have it. You don't even need a prime location. So that's also really, really good. Which is the opposite of every good business, right? Because it's all about location, 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 location. Whereas this one is
Well,
definitely
not all businesses, Lucas.
not all business,
right?
but at least yeah, it's true.
The experience is one. They tend to have a special occasion. All right, but here's the kicker also, right? We did this with four people, and this scales up to 8 people. So there's a potential of an hour, like hourly wage or salary, whatever, income of 176 euros, which is insane.
That's
Right.
like a
Let's do
discount, right?
quick-
Because we paid 25 per person, but there, if you're more people,
It's
you pay
22
less.
per person then.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
but still, that's a 3-year discount. That's like 10,
Yeah.
that's 12%, 30%, something like that. which is not a lot. Not a lot of discount, and still makes a lot of money. All right, so quick math, did the napkin math. We said it's everyone takes, obviously, you need to pay for the actor. So that's 40 hours. And in general, you would think 40 hours, but they also have to set it up again. They have to prepare a few things, clean maybe. So that's maybe 50 hours a week. If you say 40 hours is the booking rate, then 40 times 110, because it's on average 5 people come into this establishment, and that's 110 euros. So that makes it 4,400 euros per week, or 17,600 per month. Bro, this is a freaking lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
I know. So now that's reduced by the cost. So the cost is like 750 per week is the employees, and then let's say that's 3,000 per month. Rent costs, because I don't know, 2,000 probably. What do you think?
Yeah, I wouldn't, because the space wasn't that big. It was like 100 square meters. Like, it wasn't much more, maybe 110, not even. And it was on a side alley, like where there's not a lot of foot traffic. So rent must have been quite cheap. So maximum 2,000.
100%. I agree. For sure. All right. This is the cost of 5,000. Then you have to consider, obviously, remodeling. It's probably,
Yeah, it's a one-time payment. I don't know. I would say like between 5 to 10K. Yeah, 8,000 sounds like good. Yeah.
And then let's say marketing, right? So you have costs 5,000, a one-time fee of 8,000, and now marketing per month, I don't know, 3,000-4,000. What strategy would you use, Lucas?
I would. All right, there are two strategies. One is like, of course, you want to go for SEO, so you can write articles on it, on escape rooms. You want to go on the best list, on the list of the best escape rooms in Barcelona. So of course you can invite them to try it out. I'm sure the people who run it would love to try it out. So that's really, really good. Maybe do a quick promotion at the beginning, and then later I would go local ads like Instagram, etc. I think that's a really, really good strategy. Do some reels, etc. I think that's how I would run it. Especially with maybe even, I'm not sure whether Airbnb allows it, because it's like an experience, right? But it's a business, so I'm not sure. I would try like escape rooms.
How does that work at Airbnb experiences?
You can apply there. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I know that you also have, for example, those like you can go for cooking classes in Barcelona. You can go for like a like what is it called, like pasteleria? What is it called for like desserts?
Pastry.
Yeah,
Pastry
exactly. Yeah, you can go there, go to make a course there. Like for example, at where do our parents always go?
Which one?
In Elborn. Hoffman. Yeah. For example, I think they also on Airbnb, so you can do it there. That's, I think, super, super cool. So yeah, you have all those experiences that you can try, and I think escape room is one of them as well. So for sure, that should work.
All right, let's summarize then, Lucas. We said 17,600 in revenue per month.
Yeah.
We said costs. This is just rent as well as HR costs, 5,000 a month. That leaves 12,600. Let's say you need another 5K per month in ads. So that still leaves 7,600.
Profit,
and
right?
What do you think? This is profitable, exactly. And then your starting costs, let's say 4,000 to 15,000, right? Depends, because you can rent something smaller, or if you have already a space that you own, and you don't have to spend that much in remodeling. I think at some point you'll also get better at that.
Yeah.
So, but overall, it could be a great business.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you can make at least like 4 or 5K per a month just in profit, which I think is really, really good business, right? You have like almost like setup costs and everything is pretty relatively low. You're not as like dependent on foot traffic, or also in general, it's because think about it, as Mark or mentioned, it's good for like team building, etc. So that could be really, really good for like companies. So imagine you're a company or a startup, and you want to like just with a team building or with friends. Well, why not promote it directly B2B as an offer? And I think it's also a good way to offer it, and also a marketing strategy, which might even be like more cost efficient. So I
also think a lot of people are not doing this here. I mean, there was this story, Lucas, about, I think they talked about this in another podcast I would listen to, that this guy that he basically created, he got a bus, and he basically... Yeah, he remodeled it. He remodeled the bus and made out of it an escape room. And then he went to companies to get an off-site, basically on-site, which is kind of cool. And then obviously the rates that they charge per day, a company are tremendous. They probably spend like $2,000-3,000, but a large company that easy to pay for them, and it's a cool experience to offer for the employees, and it's very convenient for them, right? Which is super important. They can just do it in a lunch break. Hey, today is your hour and this time, do this escape room. Super cool experience. And I think this is something I have never heard here in Europe. This is something that was in the US. I think this is also a great, fantastic opportunity because you don't have to pay for rent. You can go anywhere. It doesn't get more convenient than that.
I think that is super, super smart. And it's also good marketing strategy. Now, talking about marketing strategy, that's a perfect segue for our next website. It's called Marketing Examples.
Quick break in the pod. All right, guys, I want to talk to you about good gaming etiquette.
So, Mark, what is a good gaming etiquette?
Well, thanks for asking, Lucas. Good gaming etiquette is when you enjoyed a game, you got carried, or you had a great teammate, you just drop that GG well played in the chat and thank the other teammates for being there.
Ah, I see what you did there. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this pod, please leave a comment, share it with a friend, and of course, leave a review. And now keep enjoying the show. Let's see, for example, marketing examples. This website, man, I found it through a podcast and I loved it. So, for example, So let's, for example, look at wine list counterintuitive pricing. So normally, as we know, you like from the left, you start with the pricing, like the cheapest one, then middle price, and the highest price. But actually, what you should be doing is the reverse, like start with the highest one, and then middle, and then lowest, because you're anchoring them on the higher price. So the 99 looks actually way cheaper, right? So, and the best part about it, it's always like showing like who did it, like how did they find it out, did A/B testing, etc. I thought that was super, super cool. Then another one was
this just for wine?
No, well, this is for every pricing. I mean, that was the founder found it out for like wine pricing, but it's everything, because it's like in the end, it's just a cognitive bias. So I think that's super, super interesting. Another one is with like Chamaripa, and basically shoe brand. I'm not sure how even to pronounce it, but and
you showed
so, I
it to
mean,
me.
I think that's super, super smart. So basically, what it is that what they're doing, because normally, all right, you look, for example, how tall is Tom Cruise, right? So they always have like they're saying, okay, on GQ he says he's 174, but on another one he says like he is like 180, right? And then you're like, well, maybe he is using this like shoes, that elevator shoes that boost you, and then they make advertisement. Right, they advertise
This is
those shoes,
going out to all the short kings there. All the short kings out there. This one is for you. This section is for you.
Exactly. So, I mean,
5-6, we got you.
I really, really like how he's just basically breaking down marketing things, and just like, for example, this is like super smart. He says also like SEO, like capturing demand is great, or is good, good SEO. But great SEO is actually creating demand. And that's basically it. It's a great example. Some people just looking how tall there is, how tall like a celebrity is. Then you make a controversial statement like, hey, it's between 5'8" and, but sometimes it's 5'6". And maybe he's been using these boost shoes or whatever they're called, elevator shoes. So I thought that was super, super cool. Yeah, for anybody who wants a nugget or two.
Who's he, Lucas?
His name is Harry.
He's doing this.
Exactly. Okay. So this guy's a very young, like his name is Harry. He has like a newsletter with like over 130,000 subscribers. Yeah, just scroll through it. You will see a lot of amazing examples. Like, for example, here Tropicana, when they rebranded, how like they lost a lot of money because it's not as clear. Like, who can read like sideways, right? And just in short statements, he breaks everything down. So for all the marketeers out there, check this website out. I can only recommend it. Like, I probably got lost on the website for like half an hour just reading through all the posts, because it's like super interesting, and you're like mind blowing a little bit. You're like, what? How does that work? But it actually does, because he always just shows what it's based on, etc. Like, also, like, for example, IKEA. So why is IKEA actually based outside of the city? Well, yes, it's cheaper, but also everybody who goes there thinks like, all right, because it's so far away, I'd rather make it work. Like, I just go in one one sitting and buy as much as possible as I can. So that's another like great thing I never really thought about, but it just like make this trip count. So yeah, check it out, guys.
I like this one.
Definitely worth it.
Copywriting is more like math than you suspect. It's like the Milk Road example. It's like like the first one, 32% conversion. It's like a daily newsletter to help you get smarter about crypto. Now 45% conversion. Get our free 5-minute daily newsletter used by 100,000 plus people to be better crypto investors. It's like objection, handle, social proof, actionable outcome. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. I think that's super, super cool. And
I like it. All right, bro. What else you got?
all right, last but not least, for those followers that keep listening to our podcast, in the other episode we were talking about Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, so that they're like we're thinking
juicy.
about fighting. Exactly, super, super juicy. Well, I mean, pretty sure that Mark already just threw the first punch. Because he just released Threads. So Threads, for all the people who live in Europe who don't have access to it yet, Threads is the direct competitor to Twitter, basically allowing people to write tweets. It's basically a clone, but the twist to it is that you can import your contacts. Actually, you can't import your followers, but what you actually can do, so for example, I'm going to open my Threads account now. Then I can go on add followers, and then I can see, hey, import all my people that I follow already on Instagram. And as soon, for example, as Mark joins Threads, I will automatically start following it. Now,
wait, but they're following you as well? Like, do you get your
no, that's
followers?
exact.
Because this is
That's
the
what they
people that you
claim,
follow.
but it's actually not. No, it's only the one way. So basically, you can make sure that you follow the same people that you followed on Instagram, because you also will have the same handle that you have on Instagram, which makes it interesting. Because you don't like you can like, share data. Now, people probably ask like, "Hey, so why is it not available right now on in Europe?" And it's because the EU Digital Marketeer Act still need to pass. So basically, they are right now in provision for sharing data across multiple platforms. And yeah, Meta must await for approval from the European Commission for that one. Yeah. So it's just like basically
Go
with,
Europe. Woo.
yeah, I mean, it makes sense that it exists, right? It exists for a reason. So if it takes another few weeks, but we can make sure that the data is like stored or shared safely, I think that's really, really good or really important. But now, Mark, the question that I have, which is like, I think more and more important, is what do you think about this launch? Do you think it will open a window for people to grow fast, like get a lot of followers? Because it's basically a new platform. Just for those people, listeners out there, in the first 24 hours after Thread launched, it already had more than 72 million just like signups, and makes it the fastest growing social media in history.
Well. I mean, they have a big audience already, right? So they have more than 1 billion users. So
Yes.
I think it is a new social network, but I think I want to take it with a little bit of a twist, because it is an offspring of like, well, Facebook, Instagram, etc. And this dynamic that you have with you can follow the same people. So maybe that will overwhelm people at the beginning. And they're like, don't know how to follow, because it's a completely different medium, right? It's Twitter, it's tweets,
It's Twitter.
picture based. Exactly, it's Twitter. It's totally different. You have to write something versus people that usually are influencers, etc. On Instagram. They don't usually write a lot. They write a motivational thing like, "Hey, have my coffee in the sun. I hope you're having a good day." Right? It's just like and it's usually based on the picture that they send. And tweets are usually there's an extreme parts of tweets, either extremely hateful or I don't know, something insightful, etc. Something written.
The Thread boys.
Hey, motivational coach. Exactly. We got our first Thread live already. Everyone check it out on our Twitter, please. It's a good one. It's on OnlyFans. It's a breakdown. Exactly. Check it out. Follow us on Twitter. No, so I think it's super interesting. It is a great opportunity to grow, obviously, because in the beginning you have these if you are new on the platform and you can grow with the platform. This one, obviously, as it's growing so fast, there's already a lot of content. So I think this will be minimized. It's not as extreme as the other platforms. For example, when you were early on Instagram, doesn't matter who you were, if you had a decent amount of content, or TikTok, exactly. You grew so insanely fast, and like TikTok as well. So I think this is because it is part of the Instagram world. I don't think it will grow that fast, but it's super interesting.
All right, my opinion, I believe it's a great opportunity for people to grow. Also, I thought it was super, super cool what Gary Vee said. He was like, are they starting the Clone Wars? And I was directly thinking about Star Wars. But he has a valid point, because like basically what he was saying is, now that Meta started like copying it, why is not Twitter, for example, cloning Instagram, right? So you can upload reels, etc., like a clone of this one. Or Snapchat is going also into in the tweet business, right? Because in the end, if you be the third biggest one and you just have a market share of 7-8%, it's also a huge business. So why who says you can't do this, right? If you're this big, you already have that many followers. Who says you can't just like just get a piece of the pie there, and it's still a decently sized business? I thought it was super interesting. But yeah,
I think it is super interesting. The question from me is, wouldn't the company win with it that has the largest audience already? So if Twitter, which is, I don't know, has 100, 200, I don't know how many users, 300 million, whatever, it's much smaller than Facebook, which has over 1 billion. So
396.
Facebook does it. 396, and what does Facebook have? Like Facebook and Instagram. Maybe they are at 2 billion already? I have no idea.
2.9.
2.9 billion, right? They're like 10 times almost larger. If they launch something on this field, they're going to have much more effect than the other way around. It's not like with 300 million users on Twitter and all of a sudden they're going like, yay, we're going to overtake Instagram. I get it. They get a piece of the pie. Could also be a massive business.
Snapchat is similar to Twitter.
It could work.
It's roughly similar size. Like Snapchat has 363 million daily active users. Snapchat, that's a lot. Whereas Twitter is a monthly, like 400 something. So yeah, so Snapchat is pretty huge.
So I think Snapchat and Instagram Meta have better chances at doing that. I think the other way around will be harder because they have such smaller user base. Because I think the people that have an Instagram also use Twitter, but not necessarily everyone that has Twitter, or let's put it this way. Everyone that's currently already using Instagram, there's so many more people, can use Twitter, but the Twitter people already have an Instagram for sure.
Not necessarily, but yeah, I agree. But I think it's also interesting to see it might be becoming more and more niche, right? So you can break it down. For example, you have crypto Twitter, right? Which is huge. Or it's like a very niche. So there might be just like a Twitter just for crypto, or like a Twitter competitor just for crypto. Might be interesting. But yeah, let's see what the future brings. But yeah. All right, everybody. Twins out. See ya. Out.